The deadline in this sector for voluntary presentation at the experimental center is 6 o'clock.
You're supposed to be an artist. Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm all out.
What's happening, everybody? Shelton J. Think About It Radio. Tuesday, straight from the streets, baby. You know, I got my heavy hitters in the building with me once again. Brandon Whitting, Mr. Vincent Booker, and we gonna just do this round table discussion and gonna give it to you like we know we can and like we know we should and like God told us He know we would. I just want to thank y'all for everything, everywhere, everyone. Mr. Whiting, how are you doing this evening, my brother? Mr. Booker, what's going on?
I'm excellent, bro. Yeah, good, bro.
Excellent. Now, just a real quick, we're going to the topic, the topic tonight will be parents. We want children to respect us, but do we respect the children? And then also, we're going to be introducing another little segment. It's called The Streets Are Talking. And Mr. Vincent Booker is going to give us a report from the streets, and then we'll wrap a taste on that a little bit as well with this round table. But without further ado, gentlemen, let's get into it, my man. I want to appreciate you guys for your time. I want to appreciate you guys for your energy. I want to appreciate you guys for your love. I want to just appreciate you, man, for doing everything. Because straight from the streets, they talking about it, man. They loving it, man. And so, you know, we just want to just continue. You just give them some great shows with some great information. And so we talking about these cheering, right? We want the cheering to respect us. We want the cheering to do what we tell them to do. But because often that they are cheering, do sometimes their feelings, their thoughts, their emotions, their ideals get overlooked because of their age? And I just want to just discuss that with some intelligent brothers tonight. And since Mr. Booker was in witness protection the week before last, and I let him go first last week, I'm gonna give it to Busy Bees Moving Company CEO or CE Bro, and let him get it on in real quick.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, man, for having us as always. But I'll tell you, I get crunk every time, we get to talking. But as far as children, like you said, yeah, a lot of times, children tend to get overlooked because of their, they just children. But, even the scriptures tell us that out of the mouth of babes is wisdom. I might be kind of saying it wrong, but it's kind of the point, so we got to appreciate these children. And God, he has, the children has intelligence and wisdom, and everything can come from anybody. So I think also a child finding out what a child is passionate about too, because once they're passionate about certain things and their gifts and just bringing them out, but we should always listen to our children because they really are a reflection of us, and it's something serious, bro. Like to sit back and watch yourself all over again. That's what I call it. History repeating itself.
You're right.
So I just want to kind of touch on that.
I can dig it. Mr. Booker, welcome back from the Witness Protection Program, my brother.
Already, man. I'm like, damn, man. It's always good, man. It's always good to feel the thing to sit down and talk with two brothers, man. But I would say like with the kids, man, that it's like Brandon said. I mean, we have to listen to them sometimes, because they're our reflection. Their shortcomings should be a reflection on their parents. You know what I mean? Because we the first teachers. Like mothers, pretty much the first teachers, and fathers in the household. Of course, that's gonna have this gonna add structure and order. You know what I mean? So
yes, sir.
You got to. If the parents doing what they supposed to do and giving their child pretty much what their child needs and try to kind of cultivate, positive environment for them, they'll grow. You know what I mean? They will grow. They will grow. And I would like to start out with just saying, we got to pay attention to them, listen to them, because they fun for one. They fun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they fun. And like going back to what Brandon said, according to scripture, when you catch them at 7, 8, 9 years old, man, they're not really responsible for a lot of their actions. God is not going to even hold them accountable for what they do because they not really aware. So that's the fun of the film. You get a chance to shape and mold it. You know what I mean? Right?
Yes, sir.
That's your opportunity. That's our opportunity to shape and mold our child because it's going to come an age where they're going to be responsible. You see what I mean? So it could be a fun thing. It's a fun thing.
It's watching something develop. Hey, man, it's like putting ingredients, in a dish, right? And you separate them. You got them all separated, and they look good individually. But then once you blend it all together and put it all together and put the learning and the teaching and the knowledge and the love and the gratitude and just all this stuff, and you mix it together, and then you got a little child, then you got a young adult, then you have an adult, and then again, then they're coming back telling you, thank you for what you put into me. Thank you for what you invested into me. Thank you for listening to me, right? Not just seeing me as a child, not just seeing me as something, somebody that just subpar, actually just seeing them as valid, that their opinions really do matter, their feelings matter, their emotions matter. And so I think that's important that we do that because you want to provide a healthy relationship to where that child can come to you with anything and everything because they realize that they really do care about what I think.
Right. Hey, man, you're touching on a good point because I kind of had this conversation today.
Yeah.
With one of the students from Prairie View, because sometimes they'll talk to me about different issues or speak to me once I want to spoke to the class. And this young sister in particular, she was saying that she had went to her older sister who was an adult, as you say, Sheldon, and she was saying that she lost her virginity to a guy. And since the girl, she was real religious, she went to tell them how wrong it was and whatever, instead of looking at it from the aspect that it's an honor that she even came to her with it. Right. And, we forget that we was younger and made mistakes and stuff. And see that, and that's kind of what we're hitting on too. With our children, it shows us our defects and it shows the truthful side of us too. Like, cause children, they don't have a conscience yet, so they just speak the truth, right?
Yeah.
Children are very truthful. They'll tell you.
They're very truthful.
I said something to my daughter one time. I said, you ain't never heard Daddy. You don't hear Daddy using bad words, right, baby? And she said, well, yeah, Daddy, I have hurt you. So now I start thinking, right? What word you heard me use? Because I don't really use. And she say the H word, like down there. She to my head, right?
Yeah.
I say, yeah, you're right. I say, yeah, you're right, Daddy do. But I try to explain it to her. But that's good for us too. That's a reminder because we got to understand what kind of example we setting for our children. And one thing I remember too, bro. And then also, there's no such thing as a perfect parent neither. But I also wanted to say, I remember growing up, and I'm not mad at nobody, I'm not bitter. It's just how things was back then. But I didn't remember not getting hugs. You know what I mean?
Wow.
A lot of hugs, or somebody asking me how my day was. I just talked to my stepdaughter about this the other day, and so that's being talking about valuing them.
How important it is. How was your day?
Yeah, right. Asking them what they want to eat. What you want to eat for dinner. When I was growing up, nobody asked me that. I can't remember that. Like, what you got a choice? I got a choice. So, like, going back to what you kind of saying, Sheldon, about this valuing, and when somebody feels appreciated, you get a lot out of them.
You get a whole lot out of them, man.
Yeah, when you don't appreciate them, or you act like they don't exist or they don't matter, that's an end relationship. You're not gonna get too much out of them.
And that's what I'll say. I'm glad you said that. That's why you have those kids that rebel. They get mad at their parents. I don't know where they come from. I just don't know where they got that attitude from. I just don't know. If you really just sometimes sit back and just search and analyze, we really know. We make time for what we want to make time for. We spend time. We do what we want to do when we want to do it. We have conversations with who we want to have conversations with when we want to have.
There you go.
And sometimes we're just so busy being busy, right? But we don't sit back and deposit into. You talking about? You say anything that'll grow if it's planted, but it has to be planted in good soil. What kind of soil are we producing? What are we putting in the soil?
Right.
Are we watering the soil? Are we watering it to expecting something to grow? Or are we expecting these plants and these little flowers of children to just grow up to be these great trees and blooms and all this kind of stuff without putting the proper nutrition into them, without putting the proper fertilizer in the soil?
Right.
Because we're the parent, just do as I say, not as I do.
Right. That's like, like that was my life, man, being the youngest out of 14. I'm the youngest out of 14, so the amount
your
of
parents was busy.
Yeah. So it's like, the amount of your for real, though, right? Just like the amount of siblings, with the amount of siblings, man, sometimes you might suffer that indirect negligence, because I felt like indirectly I was neglected. Not saying like, you know what I mean? Because it can happen when you got a lot of siblings. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
somebody
man.
can get overlooked. And just me, like I say, me personally, growing up, I just kind of like with that. I was like that little, just wasn't on up pretty much by myself, but with a lot of people around me. You know what I mean?
Say, Vincent.
I found my own way.
Say, Vincent.
You know what I mean?
So you was number 14. So by the time you got the hand-me-downs that was out of style, they was back in style again.
Hey, you see what I'm saying? What that did was what? It forced me to the street. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a part of that generation. I was born in 71.
Yeah,
and, like
72 right here.
Yeah, man. So, I'm thinking when I was 14.
There you go.
14
just
15, it was good in 86, you know?
Yes, sir.
right. 82? Well, that was good in 86, man. So, having a lot of siblings in the house, too, man, it can make an impact on how each child deal with the same thing in school. You know what I mean? Same thing in schools. Like, you got 30 students and one teacher. She got to try to teach every one of them and deal without, and it can get hard. So, yeah, it's hard, yeah.
You're right. I mean, I definitely agree with you there. That's another dynamic to it as far as the attention a child can get, or the attention that, the child can give to the parent, because it said you got 13, 14. That's a lot of doing. Right. That's a lot of work, a lot of food, a lot of different personalities.
Yeah, right. Most definitely, man. For real. Exactly. A lot of hand-me-downs.
Yes, sir.
Man.
I told you back in style by the time you got them. Like, oh, they wearing bare bottoms again?
Exactly. I want to say that this is. Go ahead, bud. Yeah. And I want to say, too, to this, man, good topic about children, because I always had a very, just for humanity, period, but I always had a very soft spot in my heart for children and old people.
Me too.
Elderly.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
My wife said the same thing. Children and old people. You mess with them, it's a problem.
Right. And that was kind of hard and drilled into me. And one thing I want to say about children too, I kind of learned about psychology. Like, we standing over them, we're like big giants to them. Standing over them. And talking to them and fussing, but like, if we take the time to allow them to think and cultivate their thinking instead of thinking for them all the time as well. Like, I make my baby, when we go to McDonald's, she loves to go to McDonald's. I'm with her and I let her go slide the cord,
Yes, sir.
And teach her like that, instead of going and buy things for them all the time and we doing it. Like, let her put the quarters in the machine and go washing. You know what I mean? And she feels happy.
You have to purposely think about that.
Right. Folding towels. My baby I was washing dishes. I let her rinse them. Man, she felt so
needed.
And then I'm in the background saying, baby, I see you, baby. You're doing a great job. But see, a lot of boys, we do everything, right? We do everything for them. And like Sheldon, going back to the point you made, then they grow up. And then you say, man, you just sorry. Okay, you did everything for them.
You helped me.
Right?
You helped me.
Right. You helped me? Right. Like Vincent. And then Vincent touched on a point once before. I like to say, we got to be conscious of what we let